Shalom. I can start off by giving all praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone that rule well and still do. Salutations to the Akim on the highways and the hedges and the four corners, preaching His word with truth and sincerity. And shalom to all you sincere listeners. I was just meditating in the spirit, watching a couple of Akim's videos, apostles, elders videos, getting edified. Came across this news article, came on Google, and just meditated on some precepts while I was reading it. I'm going to get those precepts, make this lesson short and quick. This is just another test. Lord's willing, this to be edifying. This is just another testimonial that you fake gutter rat Jews, you're being exposed, and there's nothing that you can do about it because it's all biblical prophecy. You know, arrest made after hate graffiti found written inside Brooklyn synagogue. And this is exactly why you pasty red devils need to be eradicated. You need to be exterminated because everything is hate with y'all, and you are the number ones that are hate. Because to be perfectly honest, you Amalekites, because that's your biblical name, you're the top tribe in Esau, in the Edomites nation. You hate your nationality, you know. Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. Police have made an arrest after disturbing messages of hate were found inside a Brooklyn synagogue Thursday evening. Slakia. You see Satan. You know how Satan does. As you can see, it's raining outside. I'm outside right now. It's raining. Bitch ass Esau with his heart machines trying to hinder the gospel, but you know, just like pertaining to the book 2 Corinthians, you can't nobody do nothing against the truth but for the truth. The Thursday evening, the latest. Let me start over. Police have made an arrest after disturbing messages of hate were found inside a Brooklyn synagogue Thursday evening, the latest in a string of anti-Semitic incidents across the nation. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, keep on claiming this anti-Semitic crap, and that's getting old, man. You know? Crying out acts of anti-Semitism, that's getting old. One thing that the elders say that Esau does that makes perfect sense and is true is that Esau plays on the ignorance of Israel. You know, calling it anti-Semitism crap. When really, contrary to popular belief, the Lord made 7 nations out of the Hebrew. You know? I believe it's 7. It could be 5 to 7. Because you know, out of Abraham came Ishmael and Isaac, and also 6 other sons from Keturah. So Isaac had 8 sons in all. You know, so Esau sitting here claiming acts of anti-Semitism is another one of those social constructs used to control the narrative and confuse the people. Police have been sent to Woodhull Hospital for psychiatric. Polite has been sent to Woodhull Hospital for psychiatric observation, authorities say. He is also charged with a string of arson fires in Williamsburg, including one at Yeshiva and another at a Jewish banquet hall. Graffiti inside the Union Temple of Eastern Parkway in Prospect Heights read, "Kill all Jews" and Hitler, along with some other horribly offensive language. Yeah, because that's the time that we're in, you know. We're in the time of warfare, you know. Matter of fact, I've been rambling on a lot. Let me get a quick precept just to get the spirit going. You know. This is the book of Obadiah, starting at verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among... actually, I start at 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a lot here for the noise. You know, Satan's a demon. As you can see, you heard the plane, and then you can't see it, but the plane. I seen the plane start from, cause I'm kind of close to JFK, so I'm near an airstrip, and you know that's Esau being strategic as well. Esau is very strategic, and just like how the Lord is meticulous, Esau tried to copy and imitate the Lord. That's how we know that you so-called white people, you are the Edomites, because you're the ones who try to act like God on earth, and you're so far from it. We have heard a rumor of the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Rise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Yeah, that ambassador is talking about the prophets of the Heavenly Father. Lord's willing, I'll be part of that. You know, starting with the apostles, elders, the great millstone on down, the true men of the Lord. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Yeah, and clearly this is what you're seeing. You fake gutter rat Jews, you're being heavily despised, and rightfully so. Because when you do the history of you wicked gutter rats, all you did was rape, rob, and murder everyone, and you still do to this day. There's a book written by Charles Weissman named Who is Esau Edom? I got a chance to read that book, and that book is worth $3,000 to $5,000 now. Why? Because it hits right on the head. The characteristics of you devils, and it was written by other devils, you know. So that fulfills prophecy as well, like the Psalms the 64th chapter. People say some of it was written in black marker inside a stairwell, and the vandalism forced the cancellation of a political event because people felt threatened. Yeah, because Esau knows that his time is up. It's time for him to get his ass whooped and for him to go into slavery. And he doesn't, actually, and he doesn't want to pay. As a matter of fact, let me get a quick precept just to support that. I believe it's in the Apocrypha, if I can remember. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 4, verse 31. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay. Yeah, and that's the characteristics of you gutter rats, you Edomites, man, you kites, you stinky kites, okay? You done stole and robbed everybody now, and everybody caught wind of it because they want to know how you got your riches, and then come to find out you got them by ill-gotten gain. It's only right that you restore what you have taken. But Esau doesn't want to do that. He's trying to run like the bitch-made nigga that he is. A Get Out the Vote event hosted by Broad City actress Ileana Glazer was canceled as a result. What was scary was that it was all over the building, and then the cops were kind of searching the building. Glazer said it was too freaky. It was too freaky to hold it. Glazer was about to host a political forum with state candidates Andrew Gornardis, Jim Gargron, and journalist Amy Goodman when the difficult but necessary decision was made. We have a situation that's not presenting any immediate danger, but there were hateful anti-Semitic scrawl all over the space today, very recently within the past couple of hours, Glazer said, so we don't feel safe. And you shouldn't feel safe because you know that your time of rulership is coming to an abrupt halt. Because people are not buying that you are the true Jews of the Bible, because you don't follow none of the customs of the heavenly scriptures, of the holy scriptures rather, of the Heavenly Father. You know? Matter of fact, let me get another precept. Just because. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, and that's the case. Because clearly the Lord, and that's John the Revelator writing that, you know? Letting you know that we know you goddamn devils. We know your MO, okay? You're not the true children of God. Because the true children of God wouldn't look like you first and foremost. Only the confusion in faces And also, second most, they would try to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. You know, like pertaining to the book of Judges, the 5th chapter, it would be rehearsing the righteous acts. And making pork kosher is not a righteous act. Sucking the blood out of a baby's penis when they're born, that's not a righteous act. And these are all of the rituals that you gutter rats do, and it's written about in your Babylonian Talmud. And that's another thing too. These fake rat Jews, they hide behind the Bible, and then they don't even follow the laws, man. This whole world hides behind the holy scriptures, and then you don't follow the words in the book. These pieces of shit. Mayor Bill de Blasio said the graffiti is the vilest kind of hate, and that the NYPD would find the perpetrators and hold them accountable. It is deeply disturbing to all New Yorkers and something we don't accept here in this city, he said. Yeah, but who's going to hold all these Jew rats accountable for stealing our heritage, man? You know? Governor Andrew Cuomo directed the Hate Crimes Task Force to investigate, releasing the following statement. I am disgusted by the discovery of anti-Semitic graffiti at a house of worship in Brooklyn at a time when the nation is still reeling from the attack at the Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh. New Yorkers stand united with the Jewish community and against hate in all its forms. In New York, we have zero tolerance for discrimination in our laws of our spirit, and I have directed the state's hate crime task force to investigate the hideous act and hold those responsible accountable to the full extent of the law. As governor, I am also doing everything in my power to ensure our religious institutions are free from violence and intolerance. This week, we announced the launch of an additional $10 million grant program to help protect New York's non-public schools and cultural centers, including religious-based institutions. Yeah, and that was only done because of these gutter rats, man. Point blank period. The disgusting rhetoric and heinous violence in the nation has reached a fever pitch and is ripping at the fabric of America, and it must stop. In New York, we have forged community through cords of commonality, and will always stand together against hate and discrimination. Yeah, and either way you want to put it, they're always going. This whole world is going to stand together against you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because notice he didn't say anything about y'all. You know, all he talked about was these fake gutter rats, because they're the ones who run the world right now. As a matter of fact, since I'm here, I'll just give you more proof that you gutter rats is the fake Jews. This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Yeah. And this is the case. You know, where is he? If it's not the so-called white man. You see? The Lord said that he gave the earth into the hand of the wicked. And the wicked is you Edomites. Because when you look up the word iconoclasm, that's painting over the faces of the judges. That's why when Esau would go into Egypt, go into the various tombs of the kings or whoever, he'd do his excavation, he would paint over the faces, try to make them lighter than what they are. Those like God, like French Montana. Y'all claim me Egyptian. You're not Egyptian. Y'all other gutter rats. You're either a gutter rat or an Arab. You know? You damn sure ain't one of the children of the Heavenly Father. Even though you could be a confusion in the face. But we have to judge your spirit by the spirit. To be perfectly honest, like pertaining to the book of 1 John, the 4th chapter. Yeah, the NYPD says half of all hate crimes in the city are against Jewish people, and the number of incidents has increased this year. Yeah, and it's going to continually increase for the simple fact that they're not the true children of God. And not only that, these niggas is bastards, man. This book of Zechariah chapter 9, verse 6. And the bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Yeah, and this is the case. You fake gutter rat Jews, you stole all of your history from Israel, and they know it. That's why anytime you come to them and ask them why they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, they just walk away because they have nothing to say. They're not the real Jews, and they know that they're not. And this whole world is trying to keep that promotion alive. Why? Because this world is still ran by them. It's called Babylon for a reason, a city of confusion. You know? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Yeah, and this is exactly what you're going to see. That's why, not too long ago, if you've been paying attention to current events in the news, I believe it's somewhere over there at Borough Park or Eastern Parkway. You know, one of them cab drivers, he got caught on camera hopping out and beating the crap out of one of these fake gutter rat Jews. And then another gutter rat came and tried to distract him so the other one could get away. So everybody has the MO. Everybody, not everybody, but people are really starting to wake up to you devil's plans. You know, you can't hide no more. You know, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, verse 6. And in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees well refined. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And this is exactly what the Lord is doing. He's destroying that covering cast. The covering cast over all people and the veil hidden over all nations was that these fake-ass gutter rat Jews was the true children of God. And it's clearly not the case, and everybody's waking up to that. Because when you read in the precepts, it clearly distinguishes who the righteous and the wicked are. You know? Like this right here, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So clearly by the process of extrapolation, you gutter rats would have to be the wicked because the people are mourning right now, and you're the one who's ruling. Point blank, period. And all of that is coming to an end, you know? So, and you're going to see more and more of these prophecies come to pass because, the Lord is fitting to take us out of captivity. When I say us, I'm talking about the Israelites, and not only the Israelites, a remnant of Israel, which is the elect. Hopefully, Lord's willing, I'll be part of that. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And as you can see, well, yeah, this is talking about Esau, you know? When you look up that word hypocrite, it means actor. And clearly you gutter rats are actors. That's why your name is known as Jewish. And the ish is a suffix meaning like or pertaining to. And who are you like or pertaining to? You're imitating the true children of the Most High, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Primarily, the so-called Black Americans, Judah. So that's what Jew stands. That's what Jew is short for. Jew is short for Judah, the Judites. You know. And Esau knows that, but he's the devil. The devil means deceiver, and he was given power of the world to deceive the nations from the Heavenly Father. You know, so that way, because it's all been biblical prophecy. So that way the Lord would raise up His men, and they would condemn this devil, and then the Lord would come back and deliver His people and put them back in the land that's His. You know, it's a beautiful thing. The Lord is meticulous, and the Lord is perfect. Because this is a story. Not only is it real, it's a story for the ages. You know, the Lord is really almighty, man. Skip down to verse 19. Actually, it's 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. And this is clearly what you're seeing. That's why these gutter rats is not rejoicing. They are crying out acts of anti-Semitism and hate crimes. Nobody's a bigger anti-Semitist and hate crime doer, if you will, than Esau. Because you stole and robbed from everybody. And it's written in precepts that way. Matter of fact, before I even finish, Job, let me get this real quick. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And this is just, I brought this out to prove that the Bible talks all about the characteristics of that devil, which is Esau. His soul which is lifted up is talking about Esau. His soul is lifted up with pride. Because, you know, pride is when you depart from your maker and you start believing that you are your maker, you know, like pertaining to the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. There's another book written about, there's another chapter written about Esau. The just living by his faith is talking about Israel, primarily the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect. Lord's willing, I'll be part of that. This is how you know it's talking about Esau. This is verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, and to transgress means to break the law of the Lord. And how do you break the law of the Lord? By his wine. And wine represents philosophy. Esau's philosophy breaks the laws of the Lord. And you know he puts his philosophies into law. You know, like pertaining, as a matter of fact, let me get that real quick since I brought it up. Salakia. I'm going to close real quick. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. And this is exactly what Esau does, Amalek does to this day. Esau and Amalek. They're doing that to this day. They're doing that right now. Calling somebody anti-Semitic. The people that call you out were born from Shem as well. You know? Salakia. Don't want to act demonistic. Yeah, but this is another characteristic. Verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. They go that pride again. That's why his soul is lifted up. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And this is exactly what Esau does, man. This right here describes America. America is heapeth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all. He gathered himself all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And the reason why Esau has to do that, because where Esau came from, there's no resources. So point blank period, the scriptures back themselves up 100%. Esau is the slave, and Jacob is the master, and the elder shall serve the younger. And since Jacob went off as a nation, the Lord used Esau's nation as a whipping stick. And it tells you that in the book of Psalms, the 17th chapter, that the sword of the Lord is the wicked. You know, so you got actually being exposed each and every which way. Why? Because this is prophecy. Getting back to 19, because of Job 20 and 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, there shall no man look for his goods. This is the point. Verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. If you look up that word straits, it means positions of difficulty. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. You see? And this is what you're seeing. You know, everywhere you turn, everybody's claiming that you rats are not real, and you're not. You know? You're nothing but what you are. An Edomite devil. And you were built for slavery, and you're going into subjection. And I said I was going to close with that, but I'm going to close with this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The people are raging because for the simple fact that all of this death and pestilence and destruction is coming along, because these are all spirits of vengeance created from the Lord. You know, the Lord is visiting Esau and bringing his calamity upon him while he visits him. You look up that word visit, it means punish. The Edomites are starting to get punished for all the atrocities that you have committed over your lifespans of existence, you know, believing in reincarnation and whatnot. Because the Romans didn't pay for what they did to the Jews, sacking Jerusalem, you know. The Edomites didn't pay in America for what they did in civil rights and Jim Crow. Nobody damn sure didn't pay for what happened in chattel slavery. And nobody's paying for what's happening right now in wage slavery. So either way, all around the board, you know, Edomites had a smooth sailing. And now the Lord said that the time is up. So time for you to give it up, man. You know? And I think I'm gonna just close with that. Yeah, I'm gonna close with that, you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give one more precept. And then close. Yeah, because you know, yeah, this precept fits perfectly. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 49. Like I was saying in verse 8, flee ye, turn back, draw deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him the time that I will visit him. And look at that word visit, it means punish. Verse 12, I'm going to skip down to 12. This is the point. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. The point blank period, that you see there's a semicolon, because the Lord let you know that those who were not to drink of the cup, our judgment was not to drink of the cup. The nation of Israel, the Lord said he set us up to be kings and priests. You know, just like pertaining to the same book, Jeremiah, you go to the 2nd chapter, the Lord said he set us up beautifully, you know, a righteous seed. How did we become a degenerate plant unto him? As a matter of fact, I'm going to just get it, because I don't want to butcher it. Here you go, it's the book of Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Yeah, there you go, that's the Lord talking. Letting you know, he set us up beautifully. Gave us our own land, you know, gave us the ultimate language, the Hebrew tongue, the Lashawan Kadash, you know. And not only that, all nations had to revere us and respect us, used to pay us taxes. The same way how we have to pay this goddamn devil taxes, that's how the whole world was treating us. It was called tributaries. And everything was in order and it was beautiful. And then we just stopped listening. And, you know, like the Lord said, I set you up nice, I come back, and you're fucking up. Like, how? You know? So, starting at Jeremiah 49, chapter 49, verse 12 again. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Yeah, and this is talking about you Edomites, man. The nation of Edom. It says, art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? So the Lord is being facetious, sarcastic, asking a question like, yo, are you going to go, are you the guy that's going to go unpunished? He says, surely not. You're going to drink of that cup, because the cup was made for Esau, you know? Contrary to popular belief, the reason why Esau switches around history so much because he doesn't want you to know that he was Esau, you know? That's why you used to go to school. They never taught you in secular in history in school that the Dark Ages was when Jacob was ruling over Esau. They don't want you to know that, because if you knew that, then maybe you would want to go back to that and have a ruling class mentality again. So that, you know, that's why Esau is the devil, because he's the deceiver. He deceived the whole world into believing that he was God's people. You can go into Brazil right now, and I believe Rio de Janeiro. You go right there, and there's that big statue of Cesare Borgia. Or Serapis Christus, like the apostle would say. You know, verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. Yeah, pretty much. And you read the other two precepts, and if I read those, I have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come up against her and rise up to the battle. Yeah, just like in Obadiah, verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Yeah, you gutter rat Jews are the most despicable, disgusting pieces of shit that the Lord ever created. And that's why it's going to be a beautiful thing when you get taken out of here. You know, I'm going to just close with that, because as a matter of fact, I'm going to close with that. Yeah, hopefully this is edifying. Like, give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, and shalom to the elect. And death to America, and death to you Edomites, and special death to you gutter rat fake Jews, man. You're going into slavery whether you like it or not. And after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, you shall be burnt up.